Folks walking up to the YMCA found the doors closed and locked, as well as this sign, hoping to welcome members back. To understand the issue, all you have to do is take a look down on the ground at all of these tire marks. We're in the thick of it. I tell you what, we are feeling those wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour out here. It's still pretty confusing for the driver to figure out where to turn. You can't go here, you can't go there, where they are scanning the water line and all of this thick brush and vegetation, and they are also coming across encampments just like this one. This is a closer look at the area we are talking about, that bay side of SPID. But something else North Beach is seeing, those high tides bringing the water up and over, spilling onto the streets. Police telling us they've investigated those individuals very thoroughly. This as investigators are now heavily focusing on behind the scenes work. And we're expecting hundreds of people out here for this first Friday. Official kickoff to Buck Days. A lot of events going on. The carnival now open. It's Dollar Night.
I want to turn now to North Beach, one of the many places across the coastal bed that saw heavy flooding from the rains and a high tide.
That's right. It's where emergency crews were called out to assist with potential rescues. Our Bill Churchwell has been hustling for us out there in the pouring rain and floodwaters, and he joins us now live with what's happening now. Bill?
Hey there, yeah, we're right off of Coastal, and I want to tell you that we are starting to see that rain pick up again as we have seen it on and off throughout the day. Heavy at times, but something else North Beach is seeing, those high tides bringing the water up and over, spilling onto the streets and flooding roadways just like this one. It was the mix of rain and high tide brought on by Tropical Storm Alberto that stopped cars in their tracks. While some visitors chose to turn around, others plowed right through flooded out streets. The impact of the storm forcing attractions and restaurants on North Beach to close their doors. Several roads leading to those attractions also blocked off. Check out this shot from our 3 News Lex cam showing one driver with nowhere to go.
But I was just trying to make sure my husband can get in from the street, so I don't know if he can or not, but hopefully he can.
This emergency vehicle headed to Beach Avenue, one of the main arteries on North Beach, completely underwater. It was here where we spotted Haley Campbell walking through it all after it became too much for her Uber driver.
We got about halfway, and we started floating down. And thank goodness, because the fire department stopped. They brought a little boat and everything. They were going to rescue us.
This truck driver stopping to help a stranded woman trying to get out.
As long as I can get through. There you go, man.
Now at 3 feet or 2 feet even, it's flooded.
Carrie Robertson Meyer with the North Beach Community Association has a clear view of Beach Avenue. She says council is expected to take up improvements for the street next week.
By elevating it and repaving it to make it a safer way to get on and off of North Beach during these kinds of tropical storms or even a hurricane.
And I'm going to have Alan check the wind speeds out here because those winds just picked up. We are getting some more rain on us. There are a number of road closures out here on North Beach. For a full list, be sure to check out our website, KIIITV.com. Reporting live from North Beach, I'm Bill Churchwell. At Rose's Touch of Color, the start to a good morning is measured in the sound of what rolls in.
This is how I started the business, out of the back of a pickup.
It was years ago when Rose Jolly decided to leave a bad job and create her own.
You would work 14-hour days, and I didn't have any time for my kids. I just said, you know, I can do this myself.
She seized that opportunity, taking her love for art and teaching herself new techniques along the way, applying it to these 4-wheeled canvases. But she knew she would have to work hard.
And as a woman, I still had a lot of prejudice that I had to go through. So I not only had to be good, I had to be better.
And it was that work ethic that helped Rose become a force in an otherwise male-dominated profession. 3 decades later.
We're gonna make paints for a BMW part.
Helping shake things up Rose's daughter, Michelle.
All the colors that are going to go into it. I started making my mom's paint when I was about 10. The sooner we got done in the summer, the sooner we got to go swimming.
I'm just so very, very proud.
Rose passing the torch because now her daughter is the one calling the shots.
Some of these men still see me as this 9-year-old girl running this business.
Hiring a team of paint and body techs who all share something in common.
Yes, everyone who is employed with us is a woman.
Monica Hudgens is one of them.
People are surprised when they come in here not realizing that it's all women.
She's been part of the team for almost a decade.
An exciting thing to work at a place like this.
Meantime, Michelle prides herself on the trust built with her customers.
I feel when it comes to other women looking for places to get their cars repaired, we are breaking in barriers.
Rose, who is supposed to be retired, just can't stay away.
No, I can't. I can't. It's hard.
Still stopping by the shop from time to time, home to so many memories. Her box of paints still in tow. Rose knows the business is in good hands.
It warms my heart. You think you love your kids, wait till you have grandbabies.
In fact, those grandkids already leaving their mark.
Maybe someday they'll continue.
Just the thought of it.
Brings tears to my eyes.
Inspiration of what can be done because of something this mother had the strength to do all those years ago.
Do not let somebody tell you you can't do it just because you're a woman.
We are following breaking news off the top tonight as we learn of an active investigation surrounding a shooting that involved a Corpus Christi police officer this evening near a homeless shelter here in Corpus Christi. Now, details are limited at this time, but we do know there remains a large police presence in the area at the Good Samaritan on Oasis Bay Boulevard.
Of course, we do have our Bill Churchwell live at the scene right now. And Bill, if you can, give us an idea of what you have been able to find out there so far.
Well, at this point, we can confirm that this was an officer-involved shooting. I want to step out of the way and show you where we are standing right now. We're off of Oasis Bay Boulevard and I-37. Right here behind me, this is the old Red Roof Inn that has been transformed into the new Good Samaritan shelter. I actually had an interview here scheduled this evening at 6 o'clock. I was called about 5:30 or so by the director of the facility who said she would not be able to meet me because of an emergency. That's when I saw all of the police cars racing down the Crosstown Expressway. They were headed here. This facility, there's two different sections that are surrounded by crime tape at this point. Of course, you can see all of the police presence here on location. There's crime tape towards the entrance of the facility, and there's also crime tape towards the back of it and this parking lot area. That's where we also see a lot of police officers gathered at this point. We are told that the police chief will be coming over to speak with us to give us an update on the situation and provide those details on exactly what happened. But again, this is happening off I-37 and Oasis Bay Boulevard. Strong police presence if you can avoid the area. At this point, roads are not blocked, so that is something to keep in consideration, but the entrance to the Good Samaritan is blocked at this time. But that is the very latest here live. I'm Bill Churchwell. Now back to you.
If it happened to me, it could happen to anybody.
63-year-old Luciano Quintanilla considers himself lucky, showing us the bite wounds to his leg after he says he was approached by a pack of aggressive dogs here at Hibiscus and Highland Avenue near Port as he walked back home from the bus stop Thursday evening.
When they went to attack me, I was fighting them off, and it bit me. It made me lose my balance.
He says he fell on one of the dogs, and that's when another one went in, taking another bite.
When I was going down, I just said, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Luciano said his neighbor came over to help get the dogs off, and an ambulance was called out to treat his wounds. How many dogs would you say there were?
About 4.
He says animal control was also called, but they were not able to locate the dogs. It was during our interview when some of those dogs came back. That's one of them right there.
And that one right there.
These are the dogs?
What's up, buddy? What's up?
A third one also approached. They all eventually left. Luciano still is worried.
I just want somebody to do something about it because I mean, there's kids.
The issue citywide. This picture was sent to 3 News of a pack of dogs spotted at the corner of Norton and Ramsey Street this week. For high school senior, 17-year-old Charles Vela, what started as a normal Valentine's Day quickly took a turn.
When I noticed a pack of around 6 dogs running through the parking lot.
The collegiate high school senior was leaving a dual credit class here at Del Mar College's Heritage campus.
When out of nowhere, like, boom, I'm bitten before I even know it.
Within seconds, the dogs took off, leaving him bleeding and with 4 puncture wounds.
We felt obligated to let people know because we know that there's actually there's older people there on campus.
3 News has learned his incident is one of 3 bike cases that have happened in the last week at Del Mar. An advisory from officials there has been sent out. Miguel Escobar at Animal Care Services says they are aware of recent bite cases and are actively patrolling for those loose dogs.
Throughout the city, what we're seeing for these specific packs of dogs that are popping up is we have lots of female dogs in heat that are attracting, unaltered males.
Escobar is asking for dog owners to make sure their animals are not getting out and is sending out a reminder that they could face fines, not only for them being off a leash, but also not being fixed.
Right now, if you do want your animal to be intact, you do need a permit. If not, you're applicable for citations.
A little girl working up the courage to make a big splash as she jumps into Lake Corpus Christi. Part of those typical sounds you expect to hear out on the water. That video taken almost 2 years ago. This is that same spot today.
Over there we have a floating pier, and there's not a single drop of water under it. And it's real big.
Robin Sargent is the owner of Mustang Hollow Campgrounds in Mathis, where that dock is located.
The water would lap right here.
For half of his life, he's seen its ups and downs.
There's about maybe 5 or 6 times over those 40 years where it got this low.
And not far from where these tree branches reach out from their shallow graves, Robin walked us over to show me this.
So the water would be all the way up here.
The lower water level is taking its toll.
We've lost some of the business where people bring bigger boats.
Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon Reservoir are 2 of our 3 main water sources. In terms of your biggest worries as a city manager, where does water rank?
Given where we're at today with our water levels and that summer is fast approaching, it's one of our biggest concerns.
The city's combined storage level is 27%. That drop under 30% is what resulted in the city enacting Stage 2 water restrictions. City Manager Peter Zanoni tells me we could hit Stage 3 by the end of summer. Is there a real risk of running out of water for the city if we don't get a significant rain event like a hurricane?
I think there's a real risk that we could be in trouble. Given where we are today, this is historic lows in our western reservoirs. We know our eastern reservoirs, while plentiful, the delivery system, the Mary Rose pipeline, has challenges.
He's talking about our third source, piped in from Lake Texana. Drew Molly is the chief operating officer for Corpus Christi Water, which serves nearly 500,000 citizens across 7 counties. Point blank, are we running out of water?
I would tell you the way we look at it is we're definitely going down a direction that is something that has many of us concerned about.
Molly tells me he's kept updated on forecast models as we approach summer.
It takes 9, 10, 12-inch rain events to really make a meaningful impact on those reservoirs. And frankly, we're just not seeing it.
However, rain levels are not historically below average. Think about it this way. If you walk outside and take a look down at your grass, it's most likely green, but it's doing little to move the dial on our lake levels. To understand the issue better, we spoke with hydrologist Dorina Murgulet.
We went through pretty extreme droughts, but it just looks like we're not recovering from it.
City officials confirm we are seeing more demand on our water system.
Some of our customers that we have now, we didn't have 5, 6 years ago.
The trend is this way, right?
Murgulet pointed to this chart that shows a continuing downward trend for the Nueces River Basin reservoirs.
Even if we're seeing that we get rain and we should be recovering and replenishing, if the demand is greater than what we have to begin with, then we're going to experience that drought.
And coming up tomorrow on 3 News at 6, I am taking a closer look at the consumption of our city's water supply. Is Corpus Christi already using too much water for our current supply? If so, who is using the most? We'll break it down for you.